I am here checking out all the board games and exciting fun at Village Meeple with my brand new friend, Jess Hamlet. Jess, thanks for having me here. How are you?
I'm great. Thank you so much for coming.
So, okay, first things first. Tell me about the name Village Meeple, because not something we hear all the time. So what's that about?
Yeah, for sure. So a Meeple is actually a board game person, like the little wooden marker that you put out there. So it's something you've seen your whole life, you just didn't know it was called that. We put Village Meeple in there a couple of different reasons. One is it's kind of punny, it sounds like village people, and that just makes me happy. The other one is we're definitely a proponent of like it takes a village to do anything. So this place was made with our family and friends, and so we kind of wanted to honor that too.
Yeah, I love that. And you can definitely tell there's a lot of fun happening here all the time, which feeds into the punny name there. So yes. I love that. Okay, so how long have you been open and how did this whole thing get started for you?
We've been open almost 3 months, so we're still baby new. I always joke that we're baby new. How it got started is, I mean, just the cliche answer of we love board games.
Yeah.
Of course we love board games, but wanted to really, we saw an opportunity. There's a great board game cafe in Branson, and so we looked into purchasing that. It didn't work out, and we live, work, play here in Springfield, so we wanted to bring that fun here to Springfield and give that an opportunity. Really wanted to make it a community space too, where people were invested in it and had a place to come and play and feel safe and just be together.
Yeah, now where does that initial love of board games and I guess games in general stem from for you?
Yeah, we've played games my whole life. Like we were talking earlier about Phase 10.
Yeah.
We played that all the time. Dominoes, Clue, like we did all of the classic like Milton Bradley games. And then as we got older, a couple of friends introduced us to some different games like Catan and Carcassonne, and those were, I always joke, those were our gateway drugs.
Yeah.
And then it was just a rabbit hole after that.
Yeah.
Modern board gaming has really exploded in like the last 10 years, and we definitely hopped on that bandwagon for sure.
Now tell me about like kind of the design and concept of this space, because I know that was really important to you guys.
It really was. When we were first coming up with this, a lot of the board game stores that we had been to they were pretty generic. They had the white table and the chairs that were maybe less comfortable, and that's not the vibe we really wanted. Like we love those stores, that's great for them, and that's what their vibe is. We wanted it to feel kind of like you'd pulled up to your own table at your house. Everything in here is dining room tables, and we tried to go with comfy chairs because sitting there for a couple hours is never good on your booty. We've got comfy couches, and so we've tried to go with that vibe. It was like, we call it like eclectic homey.
Yeah.
So we definitely have weird stuff going on. You can tell we have a weird sense of humor for sure.
Well, and I think you've nailed that vibe perfectly, which is amazing. So it feels very homey, very cozy in here. But just let's say people come in and are gonna spend the night here, hang out with family, friends, or whatever that looks like for them. What's that experience gonna be like when they walk in the door, and how does it work?
Yeah, sure. So as soon as you come in, it's just $5 a person, and that's an all-day pass. So if you come in when we open on Saturday at like noon, you can play for a couple hours, and then I always joke you can go get real food because we just have the prepackaged fake food.
Yeah.
So you can go and get some food, and then you can come back and play some more. So the $5 will take you through all day. We have a shop with several board games. Any board game we sell is also in our library, so you can try it before you buy it, which is always nice.
Oh, that is really nice.
Games are getting expensive. Like this one's about $80. This one's $50. I mean, it stinks to pay. It really is. It really is. I was like, do I want to pay rent or buy Catan? Yeah. So we have all of those. And then off to the side, we've got some really cool things that are local, handmade from different artisans. Like we've got Grimbeard Leather, we've got Mudbug Creations, Geek Ethos, lots of different places. So we like to do that just to help out our local people too.
Yeah.
But then when you get here, we've got over 500 board games for people to choose from. We've color-coded everything to try to make it a little easier for them. They just grab a table, whatever fits their party size, and go for it. And then we have people that'll sit here all day and play like 10 different games.
Yeah, so, sounds like a lot of fun. Now I know that you also host a couple different events throughout the week, so tell me about those.
Yeah, we try really hard to bring different things to the table for people to interact with. So we do board game tournaments, we do a D&D Adventure League, so if you're interested in playing or learning Dungeons & Dragons, that's a good way to do that without all the big hairy commitment. We do a jigsaw puzzle showdown where people race to put together a 500-piece puzzle. We've got different paint parties, workshops, that kind of thing. So we try to bring lots of different things in here. In October, we're hoping to have a murder mystery party that I'm very excited about with Meadowmere LARPing Group.
Yeah.
So we're really, really pumped about some of the cool things coming.
Yeah, and I know we were talking about you have a We Teach night, which I think is my favorite thing because board games can be confusing, and you guys will literally walk people through that process.
Yeah, for sure. So each Wednesday we do a different board game where I literally sit down and I'll teach you how to play it. Which, like you said, board games are intimidating anymore as they are. And sometimes the directions are really written poorly.
Yeah.
So you feel like a big dummy, and you're not
Yeah.
a dummy. They need to describe it better.
Absolutely. You make it easy,
Yes,
which
I
is
will
very
hold
helpful.
your hand and we will walk through it.
Yes. Now tell people where you're located.
Yeah, so we are a little tricky to find, as you found out, but we're across the street from the mall on Battlefield. You've got Panera and Bricks and Minifigs, and we're by that across from Database.
Okay, and if people want more information or have questions, how can they get a hold of you all?
Yeah, we have a website. It's just villagemeeple.com. So Meeple is Meeple. We're on Facebook and Instagram as well.
Okay, very good. Jess, thanks for having me here. This place is so much fun.
Thank you.
Come and play some board games with family and friends at Village Meeple in Springfield.